just say like I'm Jaden Rye, newest.
Here with Team Lone Star Hooligan and Disc Barn. What's up, everybody? I'm Jaden Rye here with Team Lone Star Hooligan and Disc Barn, and this is my early 2023 in the bag. Alrighty, sweet. To get started, my putting putters, I'm putting with the V2 Jackrabbits. I'm loving the way these are feeling in the hand. I love the way the bead feels. So far, they come out of the hand super clean, and I'm loving them. So, V2 Jackrabbits, those are stable, and so next in the bag, I have a penny putter for longer putts that just need to go a little bit straighter, get a bit more glide, and then kind of rounding off like my putters, I do throw a V1 Armadillo, very soft, doesn't go super far, but that's why I like it. Just kind of hits the ground and sits, just doesn't go anywhere. So very nice for backhand approach shots. Kind of get into approach discs. I bagged 3 harpoons. First off, we got a Victor 2 harpoon. It is my most stable one. This is what you'll see me throw on forehand approach shots pretty much anywhere. I'll occasionally throw it backhand, but mostly forehand. And then I've got a Alpha harpoon, and this one is a little bit straighter. I'll occasionally throw this on like little turnover forehands or just backhand straight shots. And then to wrap it up with the harpoons, I have a Glow harpoon, and this one is a little concaved, and so I mainly only throw this for backhand approach shots. I can get very touchy with it and know exactly what it's gonna do. And it's also not going to fly super far. So, love this Glow harpoon. My last approach disc, V1 Copperhead. This thing is very nice. I mainly throw it forehand. I rarely throw it backhand. But this thing is nice because it doesn't go very far at all. But I can just throw it hard and flat, and it'll just fly dead straight and get no skip at all. So, V1 Copperhead. Moving on to my mid-ranges. First off, we'll go from flippiest to most stable. Got the Hooligan Flip. Very nice and understable mid-range. These first runs are a little bit thicker than the Protos, and so I love the way this one feels. Just very understable, but still it still has enough stability to where I can control it. Definitely one of my favorite understable mid-ranges. So if you're looking for one, go get you one at hooligandisc.com. Next, we got the Ranger. This is in the Bravo plastic. This one I kind of go back and forth on. I've never really thrown a mid-range with the bead, but this thing has been really nice. I just kind of pop it on hyzer and it'll pop up, turn a little bit, but still fade back. So I don't throw this too much just because I like to throw my harpoons and then this next midi a lot. But this thing I'm working in a lot recently, and so I'm liking it more and more. But this is definitely my go-to mid-range. I have 2 midis in the bag. We got an Alpha one here. This thing is just nice and straight. I can pump this hard. No, it's not going to move left or right. But it's real nice because I can just pump it hard and know it's just going to go dead straight. And then this one is in the Bravo plastic, a little bit more stable. So if there's any bit of like headwind that the Alpha one's not going to handle, this Bravo one's going to be real nice, or just a more stable shot. Then to wrap up my mid-ranges, I got the Glow Walker. This thing is probably one of my favorite discs in the Lone Star lineup. This and also the next disc I'm going to talk about. But yeah, it's a very overstable mid-range. With the Glow plastic, it is a little bit flimsy, so it doesn't skip as much. I love this thing for forehand approach shots. I will throw it occasionally backhand, but this one I'm mainly going to throw for forehand approach shots. Moving on to the fairways. I've got 2 Dos X's in the bag. These are also one of my favorite discs in the Lone Star lineup. Very, very reliable, 8-speed, straight flyer. First one is the Glow one I've got. This one is my flippier one. So I can punch this hard on hyzer and it'll flip up, get a little bit of turn, and still kind of fade back at the end of it. But very, very reliable disc. And then this is my Bravo, lightweight Bravo Dos X, this one's a little bit more stable than the Glow, so it's very nice because I can crush it backhand, just know it's going to go dead straight with a little bit of fade, or even kind of finesse a forehand with it. So Dos X, definitely one of my favorites. Next, we got a Alpha Mad Cat. This one's nice. I like to fan grip this if I need a little bit more stability than the Dos X. I like to fan grip it and just go dead straight. with a little bit of fade. I can flex it if I need to, but I also like throwing this for kind of straight forehand shots that just have a little bit of fade at the end. So it can handle the torque, and so it's very nice. And then I bagged 2 Chupacabras. Got 1 Alpha and 1 Bravo. This one's a little bit straighter. It's also beat in quite a bit, so really liking it for just hard, flat to Annie forehands. I do occasionally throw this one on backhand, but like I said, it's mainly just forehand pitch shots. But I'm really liking this because I can punch this hard and flat and know it's not gonna like roll over on me. So very reliable. And then this one is just a beefcake. I don't think I can throw this thing like over 320-ish if I tried, because I will throw it on some Annie and it'll fight right out and just get to the ground and just have very little skip. This thing will bounce more than it'll skip. So very, very nice with the Bravo Chupacabra. And that wraps up my fairways. Getting into the distance driver slots, we'll start with the Hooligan Vibe. This thing is very understable for me. I rarely throw it on air shots, except for maybe in a tailwind, but I do like this disc for rollers. I don't throw it forehand just because it can't handle the torque, but love it for the backhand distance, air shot and tailwinds, or backhand rollers. Next up from that, going into my Yeets, I've got this sick Daddy Mac dyed Yeet. It is a little puddle topped in the middle. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but because of that, it is very understable. And so this is one I really don't lean on too much. But again, big tailwind. I'll probably end up reaching to this over the Vibe. And then if I need like max distance rollers, I might bust this one out. But for the most part, I just roll the Vibe. But yes, very flippy, but still like has that fight back at the end, so I can get some good distance out of it. Next step up from that, I've got this blue Drew Gibson Yeet. Both of the Vibe and the other Yeet are also an Alpha. So this one's also an Alpha, just a very good hyzer flip to flat, or just big Annie distance shot Yeet. Very, very nice. Definitely my big bomber. And then to go with that, I've got this other pink and white Alpha Drew Gibson Yeet. And this thing is definitely my go-to. I can just hit it hard and flat. No, it's just going to go dead straight. Little bit of fade. Same with the forehand. I crush this thing on backhand and forehand all the time. And so I'm really, really loving these Drew Gibson Yeets. They just feel amazing in the hand, and they go super far. I got this Bravo Warbird. Very stable. It is my most stable Warbird in the bag, and I love it. Just it can hold up any headwind. I can flex it on some forehands, hit it hard. Very, very nice. So anytime the wind picks up, you'll see me reaching for this disc. And to top off my in the bag, I have got the Bravo Tombstone. This thing, I believe it's a 13 speed, like 13404. Very overstable. I love this disc for grenades. I've been using it a lot, so sorry it's a little muddy. I didn't mean to trash your set, Garrett, but very nice. It's just super reliable into headwinds. It's more stable than my Warbird, so with it being a 13 speed, I can still get some good distance out of it. And so if it's a ripping headwind that my Warbird can't deal with, this will be real nice. But I can throw this backhand, forehand. You'll see me throw it a lot, grenade. So yeah, very, very nice disc and a good way to top off my in the bag. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my in the bag. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.